We've arrived in just down the road from Etretat, and it was a hell of a journey. A lot busier the roads. We thought it'd be busier on the bank holiday weekend, but it seems to be busier this time. And I don't know, caravan wasn't balanced quite right, so just seemed a lot harder work. And I think I need to stop at a few more airs and just tweak with the balance of the caravan to make sure it tows better. But we've got it. So yeah, there wasn't very many airs either, because a lot of the airs are villages. We're not sure if you can get in and out of them in a caravan. Today we're at Etretat. It's spelled, I think it's pronounced Etretat, and it's famous for white cliffs. We have quite a lot of them where we live because we don't live far from Dover, but we're going to go and have a look anyway. We're here at the car park along the GR21 up to the first point, then point number 4, point number 3, and then point number 1, and then back into the town. So I reckon about an hour and 25. We'll see how we get on. It's quite steep. We are walking up from the car park to the top of the cliffs. Literally, I think.
Maybe it's because we're at the croissants.
Yeah, I don't think the croissants and the pan of chocolate helped this morning. But we will strive on. Got to the first point, and yeah, it's pretty spectacular. Let's turn you around. You see the cliffs, the lighthouse.
I heard a ringing bell this morning, and it woke me from a dream. And in that dream I heard a warning, saying leave the rest.
Well, that was steep coming down. And that it's going to be steep going up. It's going to
lonely when you got no one on your side. You gotta love one another, sister and brother, 'cause you only got one ride. I heard the falling rain this evening.
We're just getting to the bottom now of the walk round the white cliffs of Etretat, or whatever it's called. My French is that good. So turn you around, you can just see as we're coming into the town. That's where we've just come from. We're now going to walk along the promenade. So we decided we're just going to go and get a drink from somewhere. Just kind of like a mind if we want to be in with the crowds here, or whether we want to walk into town and see what's in the town, because we haven't seen the town yet. Because it's Saturday, so as you expect, it's a little bit busier, but it's still out of season, so it's not probably busy as it will get at some point. Let's go down there. After a lot of faffing, because I'm not sure we like value for money or we're just tight, I'm not sure. But in the end we've gone for, I'm having a large ice cream, Claire's having a large crepe, and we're having some water between us. But it's about a little expensive, because this is the view from where we're sat. We're just on the Eurotunnel going home. been a fantastic holiday. We were discussing it on the way back up. So the last stop was at Etretat, and what we decided was that it was a really nice location, 2-night stop, because there was enough to do for that day walking around the White Cliffs. However, in the future maybe we wouldn't go up quite so high, and we'd stay on the direct route, stay in an air or campsite just off the
Make
motorway.
sure the campsite's near the motorway rather than in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 'cause we ended up travelling like half an hour to get to the campsite and half an hour to get back onto the main road this morning. However, we still did it in plenty of time. So much so that we were on a hour and a half earlier ferry, tunnel than we should be. So that's a good thing with the Eurotunnel, is you turn up earlier, if they've got room they just put you on the next one. The dog passport, which isn't anymore, was very easy, so there is no such thing as dog passport, so we now have
Animal health certificate.
animal health certificate. So
That worked well, didn't it?
yeah, it's good.
Both ends.
So you just walk into the pet reception, they check the documentation that you've had done at your vets and paid a fortune for,
Most expensive 5 sheets of paper I've ever had.
and then we come in, that was fine, and then we'd pre-booked a vet's
That was in Pyros.
in Pyros. She was mad, absolutely mad, this woman. This vet come in, and woman come in with a dog into the vets, took the dog out the back, came back, got dressed in front of us by putting her apron on, which had loads of little doggies all over it, and then brilliant English, but she was just bonkers, in a nice way, and gave Bonnie a treat, and
Brilliant.
couldn't have asked for a better experience. So did that, and then she stamped all the paperwork. You then come back this way on the French side, you look at the you go up to pet reception again. This time you do it before going through getting your ticket, and they stamp it all and give you a little card. Didn't really ask many questions, did they? You just have to microchip the dog.
I think they know that if you haven't been through that bit, you can't go any further, so
Yeah.
you have to do that bit first.
And then queued up through customs and everything as you do, and got on an earlier train. So we're quite fortunate that we only live 15 minutes the other side of the tunnel, so it'll be an easy home from here. So
The most difficult thing is now planning the next trip, isn't it?
yeah, we can't make up our mind. So it's the first time we've taken a caravan abroad. Loved it, so easy.
Well worth the money.
Definitely worth the extra for the tunnel, and driving out there is just so easy. But we go to? So we've got holiday booked, or time off booked in 11 weeks time. So we're going to come back again. Do we go back and revisit what we've just done, or do we turn the other way and go Holland, Belgium, see if we can get to Germany?
Or do we go straight down to Loire and the Dordogne?
Or go across and down for Loire and Dordogne, or go straight down towards like Annecy and see how far down we can get heading south. So we have lots of questions.
I think we've got to make a decision.
We've ummed and ahed about whether we can do 1 night overnights, 2 night overnights, whether you have to enjoy each one as you go, whether it be too knackered. But I think we've decided you can just stop. We would feel okay going maybe 200 miles, stopping, having a rest for the night, and then next day 200 miles. So in 2 days you do about 400 miles. That would probably keep it that you're not too knackered from driving too much, and you're also enjoying the travel down.
Somewhere a bit earlier as well, because some of the sites we didn't get till gone 5, and then by the time you set up it was 6. It was on that first day. It was quite a long day.
Whereas if you say 200 miles, you might be getting there by early mid-afternoon, so you have time to explore the actual area you're in and enjoy it as well. So that's our thought process. We're just not sure which way and where to go. But summarise this one, we stayed in 3 different locations, as you will have seen. So train's a bit lumpy. Le Hougue, Normandy, first stop, good. At the time we thought it was really good. Toilet blocks were all right, but okay. The walk to La Hougue Tower was great. The town was a bit iffy. I've never had the experience before where you try your hardest to speak French and they just blank you as if they don't know what you're talking about, which they probably didn't. We've learned since that that was just them. Everybody else has been so nice.
Yeah.
So that was that. So I don't think we'll have...
It wasn't. It was more for the locals. It wasn't a big tourist destination. I think we need
You're not local.
We need to focus. My trusty caravan, motorhome club guide. If there's sites there and it's a touristy area, although we'd only like to dip in and dip out, it's probably better because then it's set up for people visiting.
Yeah, and what we also found is that when we did book through, because we weren't sure what we were doing the first time, we booked through motorhome and Caravan and Motorhome Club, and may have paid a little bit more, not quite sure, but we got brilliant sites.
Yes.
The pitches were bigger than seems to be around us, and they were better views, so we seemed to get better for it. Whether that was coincidence, whether that was because of the motorhome caravan, I don't know. But that was good. So Vaslahoo, good at the time, won't go back there. It was also too far out of the way. We spent the next day driving all the way back to get back on the road to go further out. Next one, the Pirios, as we call it, Pirosgyros, which is Pirios Girog, I think it's pronounced. There's 7 isles. So basically there's 7 islands in the bay where you stay. Out of this world. We turned up down the lane, thought there were some caravan sites down there and pitches, and that's where we were going. It was just basically you came in, as you've seen, faced the caravan out, overlooked a wall, looking out to sea.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
We won't find many sites like that.
I'd be surprised if we find a location like that again unless we do wild camping. Probably the closest that you said.
Yes. Yeah.
Closest we'll get to wild camping, probably that. In the caravan. And the walk along the bay and around the bay to Pirosgyros. Yeah, beaches were quite secluded, so the dog was off running around the beaches and brilliant white sand. Weather was crap up to that point. I think the last day we had the first full day of nice weather. The weather's been rubbish, but it's June, what do you expect?
Bit of a tan, haven't we, the last few days?
And then lastly, we then drove back 170 miles to Etretat. So earlier on I said 2 hours, and I meant 200 miles, didn't I? Earlier on. What we've decided is 200 miles is the limit if I said hours. Etretat, just shy of Etretat, so we drove into Etretat the next day after getting there. Site again, very good, very officious, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
They were immaculately clean, very well organised. We didn't have it, but Saturday night was Mons Fritz, so everybody went down and they just cooked this massive pan of mussels and
everybody around the campsite was having it.
Yeah, so that was good. Not in your face though, left you alone. I needed something went wrong on the caravan, which I'll talk about later, but I needed a bit of sandpaper to sand down the steady stabiliser bushes because I started squeaking. But and yeah, they really helped us, really helpful. So I think we would go back there as Tick, but not for a while because it's too far out of the way and it's too close to Calais for it to be just a destination. It's a stop off on your way home.
And we've done Etretat.
Yeah. So we really enjoyed it.
Absolutely fantastic.
We think it's probably been one of the best holidays we've done. All of the sites had something to give. The caravan's been amazing. Couple of definitely shaking it down. I think we've probably done, I'll put the mileage on here, how many miles we've done now and how many miles we've done in the caravan so far, and I must do a video on the caravan. I wanted to use it first before doing a video, so we've now got the Bailey Unicorn 5 Cabrera 2022 model, so we've now probably done 1,000 miles in it, so it'll be good time to put down what it's like, what's fallen off it, what's broken, and what's good, because there has been some. So, and I might even tell you about the hassle, depends how my heart goes, I'll tell you about the hassle we had getting it, and the amount of time we had to wait.
Now.
Yeah, it's not. Right, so we're nearly home, we're going to leave you there, and we'll catch up soon. Bye.